As for the importance of the fair peace, I think the next thing after the supremacy of the law that we need is the supremacy of the international law, because we want to be an EU member nation, NATO member nation. We want to become a country that is developing. It's important to have the social respect. It's important to have the respect to the international borders of other countries, because we want to win in this war. We want to have the borders that are kind of international recognized borders. We want to continue developing, and that is why the security and development of our country is very important. As for the kind of the fairness and the fair peace, what does that mean for Ukraine? Meaning, when we'll finish with the combat operations and we'll restore our territorial integrity, as I've already said, within the international recognized borders, there should be a respect to the human's dignity and to the rights of every citizen of Ukraine. Now, in order for those main functions to be achieved, we as the security and defense forces of Ukraine, we are deterring the enemy by consolidating our defense posture, by increasing the effectiveness of our combat operations, and we're trying to kind of become more capable in different spheres in defense industry, in military technologies, in the development of advanced defense systems and equipment. And for that, kind of why we are doing that? Because the aggressor understands no language, no words. He can only understand the language of force. So Russia won't be taking any other words. So a peace will only will only start to exist for the Russia when we will fight them back. They count on large-scale operations and long-term operations because they think that our partners might be changing their position, and they want to change the world order. They don't see a place for Ukraine in that order. They want to destroy the international institutions and norms that are used for some of the legislation to be based on. And Ukraine is the leading country in terms of that, because it's the only country that, deters the aggressor. And we, as the country, we try to deter the enemy not only for ourselves, but we're making sure that this enemy is not moving on to Europe and to other countries we're fighting. And we are showing that we are a civilized country. We show the whole civilized world how the country is fighting, that defending its own citizens, who's not afraid, who's engaging its partners through international technical support, through international military support, through international military diplomacy. So how and where we get this support, we're asking the allies to provide us more equipment and, military equipment and weapons. We are asking for the permission to use Western weapons to hit enemy infrastructure on the territory of the enemy. That would allow us to reduce the combat capabilities of the aggressor and force the aggressor to retreat from our borders. Our asymmetric response to their actions is to increase our own defense capabilities in order to repel any shelling, any threat to our land. In this respect, When anyone is asking about the achievements of the Ministry of Defense for over the year, well, first is the planning. We have developed the long-term planning in order to have a future force model for the defense forces. So that is the model that will exist even upon our accession to NATO. So we have elaborated some mid-term and short-term plans, and these plans allow us to have the defense stabilization and offensive operations. We, as the Ministry of Defense, we cooperate with anti-core society, because there were many kind of complaints with regards to procurements, logistics, orders, etc. So we created a lot of agencies working on in the field of logistics and defense procurements, meaning lethal and non-lethal. We, together with the government and the Verkhovna Rada, have invested into the defense industry, and currently we have the investments of over $7 billion, and these investments have allowed us to get a very significant support during the times when we did not receive a military support from the other country.
In terms of military technologies, we at the ministry invested in drone, ground robot complexes. We created the National Registry of Draftees. For recruiting purpose, we launched an app called Reserve Plus, then Armia Plus. And together with the Ministry for Veteran Affairs, we are going to have another one for veterans, Veteran Plus. You know, we built kilometers of different fortification structures, new strongholds and outposts. We continue refurbishing military hospitals in different cities of Ukraine. As regards diplomacy, we know how important the international military assistance is to Ukraine. We have regular meetings, Ramstein meetings with about 50 countries supporting us. We built upon coalitions to expand our capacities in a variety of directions, doing everything we can to protect our nation, our civic residents, to have our army stronger.